What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Next Possession Sports. We've been teasing for a little bit. Our what would have happened. Uh, what would have happened? Is that what we're calling it, Kamal?
Yeah, what would have happened?
What would have happened? Series on Next Level Sports, where we just dive into a lot of things in the sport in sports history. If one minor thing was changed, what the results would have been. What if Drew Brees signed with the Dolphins, and the Dolphins cleared him of his medical, and as opposed to him now going to New Orleans? Or what if the Bulls would have brought back Jordan for the '99 season? So we got a lot of topics that we want to dive into more in depth, but we want to give you guys just a little teaser of what's to come. And we wanted to kind of talk about, what would have happened if the Bears drafted Deshaun Watson instead of Mitchell Trubisky.
So, yeah, we're going to dive into that. We're going to see what would have happened because the Bears made the worst decision in that draft by drafting Mitchell Trubisky. You trade up one spot from 3 to 2 to draft Mitchell Trubisky, who, every year there is a quarterback or a prospect that comes late during the process and somehow just goes higher than everyone anticipates. And so, and we all know Trubisky was drafted before Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not going to say Patrick Mahomes because, honestly, no one knew Patrick Mahomes be Patrick Mahomes coming out. We just didn't.
I guess KC did. they traded up for him.
Yeah, but you also got to think, like, if he wasn't there, would they trade for Deshaun Watson?
Yeah,
probably. So we'll just dive right into that. And so they traded one spot from the 3 to 2, traded with the 49ers. They traded the third overall pick, the 67th overall pick, the 111th overall pick, and a third round pick in the 2018 draft. So I'm gonna revisit. Had they just stayed right there at 3 and drafted Deshaun Watson, because Deshaun Watson was the best quarterback in college football for probably 2 years in a row. Is that safe to say?
Extremely safe to say.
Yeah. So if they stay there and 49ers go ahead and draft Solomon Thomas, and then they draft Deshaun Watson, they don't give up their 67th pick and they don't give up their 111th pick. So just by not giving up their 67th pick, the player that they draft right there, because that pick was eventually traded to the Saints. And do you know who drafted the 67th pick in the 2017 draft?
Was that Alvin Kamara?
That was Alvin Kamara. Yeah. So the fact that, this Alvin Kamara, we all know he bought probably 2 years. He about to be the highest paid running back. So you put the Alvin Kamara and Deshaun Watson in the backfield together. Now, granted, they're going to struggle this first year because it's John Fox last year. And, you got Adam Gase, and he was a hot commodity at the time. But
now, what pick was that again? That was what pick again? You said pick 66?
67.
67, so that would have been right in the third, beginning of the third round?
Yeah, it was third round.
Okay. So then, so instead of picking Tariq Cohen in the fourth, they would have had Kamara in the third, possibly.
Correct. And I still think they might go Tariq in the fourth, though.
With them having Jordan Howard already?
For the sake of this, and it's fantasy, so yeah.
Okay.
so you got power back, and then honestly, people like Kamara, but no one knew Kamara was going to be like this.
Right.
No one knew Tariq was going to be like this. You did. He went to alma mater, but
yeah, man, that boy's human joystick.
Yeah. So do that, and then of course, they at the 111th pick, they still pick up Eddie Jackson, and they get Tariq Cohen, and then I'm gonna go next year to the 2018 draft. They get Fred Warner in the third round with that pick they got from not trading it away to San Francisco, because San Francisco got Fred Warner out that pick. Mm-hmm. So So now in the next draft, you get Roquan Smith and you get Fred Warner. So, and you just transition to a 3-4. And so the middle of your defense is good. Not only that, then you just traded for Khalil Mack. And the 2018 was when the Bears won a division. They knocked out the Vikings the last game of the season. And shoot, if these right here happen, they ain't got to worry about the last one. And there is no double doink game because they're gonna have a first round bye. I don't know about home field advantage, but let's say they do play the Eagles in a wild card game. That game will not be close. And as an Eagles fan, no, that game will not be close to Deshaun Watson, their quarterback. And they go play the Saints. I mean, we barely lost to the Saints. They could shut down, and also now that Alvin Kamara's on a different team, all you got to worry about is stopping Mark Ingram.
Yeah, that and I mean clearly, the Saints been cursed for the last 3 years anyway. So
yeah, so all you're doing is stopping Mark Ingram and forcing Drew Brees to throw the ball, and so you just bracket Michael Thomas, and that's all you got to worry about. You got to worry about Alvin Kamara splitting out wide. None of that.
Now instead of the Rams who get the benefit of moving on due to the pass interference game, now maybe it's the Bears.
Yeah, and so also you're not gonna tell me that Jared Goff is gonna beat Deshaun Watson in the NFC Championship.
No.
Now, do they win the Super Bowl against the Patriots? We really don't know. However, I think just based on how the 2018 season went and just these two moves alone, I think they make a very good chance to get into the Super Bowl in 2018 season.
Yeah, and building a team that that could be consistently winning the NFC North, being the new top dog, kind of kicking Green Bay from out of there. Maybe Minnesota not really having the pluses as they've had now because you have a Chicago team that is consistently bringing something because you're giving something on offense to that defense. So now there's a balance on that full team. The defense has to try to carry everything.
And Allen Robinson finally gets a quarterback.
Finally.
There's no more Christian Hackenberg. There's no more Blake Bortles. There's no more Mr. Trubisky. Like this dude is cursed at quarterback. So you get, I mean, just look at that. You got Jordan Howard, Alvin Kamara. I used to say Tariq. You got who's a tight end? It don't matter. You got Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel, Anthony Miller. Just run a rock, and then and stop the run and let Deshaun Watson do whatever he want to do.
Right, like you said, Allen Robinson would have been, like you said, would have came there in that 2018 season, as you were referring to, which would have been Deshaun Watson's second year in the league.
Mm-hmm. But that's all I got, man.
Yeah, and like I said, but and now they're not even worrying about bringing a Nick Foles in. They're solidified, and we're talking about a team that could be one of the the teams top of the NFC.
Consistently, I mean, and it shapes so many different drafts.
Yeah. What does Houston do? Like and also like where does Houston go? What does Houston become? Is another good question as well. They would not have been near the top of the AFC South. A weak AFC South. At all without Deshaun Watson.
Well, they probably traded DeAndre Hopkins a year earlier.
That was one of the things I was going to say as well. You talked about Allen Robinson finally getting a good quarterback. When Deshaun Watson got to Houston, DeAndre Hopkins finally got a good quarterback. So he would have spent a couple more years without a quality quarterback. I mean, now he still did this thing. He's balled with bad quarterbacks for years, and made a name for himself. But for him to finally get a real good quarterback was, it was a long time coming for him.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you can just visualize with Jordan Howard, and I think Jordan Howard because they traded him not too long after that, but just visualize with Tariq Cohen is doing in their Bears offense, and you throw Alvin Kamara in there.
Yeah.
And Deshaun, well, it's hard to imagine any quarterback in the Chicago offense because they don't even have a quarterback in their offense. They run wing T.
I'm picturing Watson right now extending the play and dumping it to to a streaking Cohen who's now broke off route to follow his quarterback and what he's doing in the open field. Not even mention what an Allen Robinson or somebody like you said, the rest of them are doing. With Deshaun Watson at quarterback and someone who can deliver a consistent pass on time and on target.
Then you keep your defense fresh. You keep them off the field.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's scary. A fresh Khalil Mack.
Small moves affects your future, man.
Definitely, man. What would have happened?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we got a ton more of these coming. A lot more intricacies than this one.
Yes, definitely.
But this is just a teaser.
Till next time.
All right, man.